What's up? It's your boy Kevin to turn on this motherfucking YouTube shit. Wow, what the fuck?
What's up? It's your boy. Can't tell you do shit. Hey man, say man, we are lit, eh? Listen to man, turn. Today, it's motherfucking day. Straight here outside, big crib in the gang. Straight outside shit, man. Free Palestine, free Congo, Russia, do your thing, and Texas. Stand the fuck up. These days, you're ready to be a better version of yourself. Never let somebody bring you down, always fight back. Never let somebody tell you who you are, boss, and put yourself in the position you belong. Let's stay humble. Let's get on the revolution on this moment. And keep y'all way first. Come to the black, keep rules right as a real Jew. Alright. Today, it's motherfucking day. Straight here outside, big crib in the gang. Straight here outside shit, man. Hey, man, say, man. You know what I'm saying? As a black American man, you know, the hardest thing in life, man, is growing up in America black. Because you're like the number one target in America. That's just the fact. You know, you're the number one target. You know what I'm saying? Big Meech, man. I'm always, hey, I ain't cap. I was saying that Big Meech was a rap before these niggas, before it came out like this. I was saying that. If y'all look back and look up Kevin Two-Turn and Big Meech, I think I called him out before this debacle happened. But this is bigger than Big Meech. This is about the 50 Cent and the Rick Ross beef. Nigga, these are mortal enemies. These are like mortal motherfucking enemies, nigga. They hate each other at this. I see it. They hate each other at this point, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Meech went to go do a concert with Rick Ross, and you know 50 Cent don't like him, and he basically fucked that shit up. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, it's bigger than the Big Meech shit. You know they been going at it, man. And once y'all see in this video how it got down to this, man, you know, it's nothing wrong with trying to give a nigga a chance. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, it sucks because we going at Big Meech, but we never go after the people who behind the whole thing in the first place. And that's the feds. That's the police. These motherfuckers who locking niggas up, who get niggas a snitch. But you know what I'm saying? That's how it goes, man. We need to have that same this same like movement or same energy when an innocent black person get killed or locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like being 100, like Sonya Massey and Sandra Bland, Eric Gardner, all these people, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, when all the people done died from police violence and just people in general, we need to have that same energy. You know what I'm saying? The same energy we got for Big Meech. But but he did snitch. I think that I asked me to. I think he snitched. 100%. But this is the video. Let's get into it. Shout out to Alley Talks, man. Hey, man, 50 Cent, Big Meech, Rick Ross, man. How did they get to this?
You don't get nothing like this nowhere. Everybody move like brothers, and then everybody from different places. Milwaukee, St. Louis, Detroit,
Everybody was snitching on everybody.
Atlanta, Cali, you know what I'm saying, Florida. We got people from everywhere in our mind. Everybody move as one. Everybody is prospering in some kind of way, in their own way. Every man plays his own role, and everything starts with the leader. I'm a good leader, so I got good people that follow.
Now, the 50 Cent versus Big Meech drama is something I did not see coming in 2025.
Wow, shit.
I mean, back when 50 Cent was promoting Stars Heavy, he kept announcing another show called BMF around that time. And back then, I don't think people understood how deeply the Black Mafia family was involved in both the Coca-Cola game and the music industry. But thanks to 50 Cent's involvement in producing their TV series, it's almost like BMF got a whole new lease lease on life and became more popular now than ever.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, BMF, also known as the Black Mafia Family, is a Coca-Cola trafficking and money laundering organization that began around the 1990s. Initially, it began as an operation between two brothers, Big Meech and Southwest T. But over time, BMF grew into a massive empire with over 500 members, eventually becoming one of the biggest drug trafficking rings in America.
Banging on you. Banging on you. You know what I mean? That's the mayor over there. Yeah, we're doing it big. I know what it is. We appreciate Miami. We appreciate the hospitality. We appreciate Smack. We appreciate my man.
They fucked up when they got to mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Crip, but you know you can't have it. The drugs and the money unlock the fame, I guess.
That's right. Big event, this group here, parallel with ours. Exactly, that's right.
These guys were moving heavy weight across borders and were responsible for a huge amount of drugs that came into the U.S. They did business with the Mexican cartels and would smuggle certain Coca-Cola bottles into states like Atlanta and Los Angeles. At their peak, BMF was reportedly worth around $270 million. So you can just imagine the amount of weight they were moving to reach that level of money. I mean, these guys were a big deal in the Coca-Cola trade. Now, by the late 1990s, after years in the drug game and selling Coca-Cola bottles, it seemed like Big Meech and his brother decided to wisen up and try to go legitimate. Or at least make it look like they were trying to go legitimate. One day they were probably thinking, okay, we're making all this money in the Coca-Cola trade, but we need to wash our money and make it look legit. So what did BMF do? They decided to get into the entertainment industry, more specifically the rap industry, as a way to clean their money and make their Coca-Cola sales seem more legitimate. As a result, they began working with some prominent names in the industry and launched BMF Entertainment. Now, for the most part, BMF was known as a marketing agency that helped rappers gain prominence, and one of their most notable affiliations was with rapper Young Jeezy. When Young Jeezy was first entering the music game, he needed funding to build his empire, and who was there to support him? None other than the Black Mafia Family. They helped get his first album off the ground, Thug Motivation 101, and you could say that without BMF's influence, Young Jeezy might not be as well known as he is today.
I can't sleep, we living in hell. First they give us the work, then they throw us in jail.
Also, allegedly, BMF played a huge role in getting Bad Boy Records off the ground at its inception. So with that being said, it's very clear why BMF was such a dominant force, not just in the streets, but in the music industry as well. They also had almost unlimited money at their disposal, and now they were using their power and influence to gain fame. But even though BMF was trying to look like their business was legitimate by getting involved in music, they had really been under investigation since the
whole time.
1990s. So by the time 2005 rolled around, many members of BMF had been caught, and as a result, they began snitching, ratting out the entire organization.
Damn!
And that was the beginning of the end for BMF.
Snitching on the whole damn crew.
Coca-Cola empire.
With 4 new big arrests, Atlanta police believe they have just about shut down the so-called Black Mafia family. And as our Julia Harding reports, these suspects were hiding out in one of the city's most popular areas.
U.S. Marshals say this man, one of Atlanta Police Department's top 10 most wanted, and a member of an organized crime family, is now behind bars. U.S. Marshals tell me they arrested 37-year-old Ernest Dennis and 40-year-old Jonathan Manigo here outside a Buckhead hotel. Both men, they say, are members of the so-called Black Mafia family, or BMF.
Damn.
Tied to BMF typically has an extensive criminal history.
Shout out to Ali Talks, man. This is a good ass motherfucking
Investigators
video.
say the organization BMF is heavily involved in drug trafficking and has been in Atlanta at least since 2004. At that time, federal agencies
Damn, bitch,
secretly secret compartments that had almost $1 million hidden inside. Within the last 2 weeks, U.S. Marshals and Atlanta police have arrested a total of 4 BMF members, including these 2 men, Ricardo Webb and Tovis Raines.
We know that they don't have the level.
I wonder what the government did with all this money on.
Access,
I know they spent this shit.
To drugs and money and other people the way that they had before. So we're...
Y'all don't keep that as no fucking records. Y'all spend that shit.
An organization that at one time claimed to rule Atlanta. Now agents say that's no longer the case. In Atlanta, Julia Harding, Fox 5 News.
That's the motherfucking billboard.
Meech and his brother were sentenced to prison, and with that, their empire crumbled. Now, in the late 2010s, 50 Cent saw the potential for a TV show based on BMF and their story. He decided to recruit and mentor Big Meech's son, Little Meech, to play the role of his father in the show. Now, at the time, Little Meech was trying to be the next big rapper. He had a few songs out, but he wasn't a major artist or anything like that.
We stacking it up, can't blame us. These niggas hate me, here we go again. All of my killers is nameless. They won't hesitate to blow a clip.
So, 50 Cent took this opportunity to put him in acting school for 2 years to prepare him for the role of Big Meech. So over time, 50 essentially became a mentor to him.
Damn.
After putting in work, Little Meech eventually landed the role of Big Meech in BMF.
Big Meech done fucked up. How you do this though?
It's still a surreal moment to me. Like when I first met 50, I was still trying to find myself.
Why is like Pop Smoke?
My dad was calling me from jail every day.
The
He
room.
was like, man, what you gonna do? Like, I don't know. I always knew I wanted to be my own person. So I met 50. 50 put me in acting classes for 2 years in LA. Invested in me, paid for the acting class. I had to go every day, 2 times a day, 5 days a week. In the morning, in the afternoon, come back home, study again, do the same thing the next day.
Wow, that ball player.
Yeah, but I put in the work though. After a year and a half, and I got comfortable, and I knew I was ready. I had to audition in front of stars. And stars okayed it.
But his voice could not be that damn deep. Come on, man.
Airing and getting massive publicity, Big Meech was still in prison. But despite that, his popularity skyrocketed because of the show. Then, around 2024, Big Meech was finally released from prison, and thanks to all the attention he had received from the series, he immediately began associating himself with 50 Cent. Now here's where things took a left turn. Enter Rick Ross. Now Rick Ross has always been an avid supporter of Big Meech. Back in 2010, while Big Meech was still in prison, Rick Ross dropped his song BMF, which stood for Blowing Money Fast. But the entire song was actually dedicated to Big Meech, his brother, and their Coca-Cola empire. I don't know why, but whenever I think of Rick Ross, this is the one line that always comes to mind. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping work. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Larry Hoover. Hallelujah.
That line was an obvious nod to Big Meech and his family, and with those words, Rick Ross was basically
Big
saying that he was
Streets.
one of the biggest gangsters in the game.
Larry Federal.
So yeah, Rick Ross has
Whipping
been
that
showing
paperwork.
Big Meech and BMF from the very beginning.
Getting all the niggas out.
So fast forward to 2025,
Damn, bitch.
and Big Meech and Rick Ross link up to put together a special
Ah,
concert.
shit
The
sucks.
concert is scheduled for the 13th of this month, with Rick Ross set to perform. You already know there's no doubt that Rick Ross is about to perform his BMF track. Now, this seemed like a very positive move on Rick Ross's part. He clearly respects Big Meech a lot, and by doing this concert together and performing at the event, he was showing loyalty to the BMF family. But here's the problem. 50 Cent and Rick Ross are still beefing to this day.
Till to this day.
Was just given a wonderful idea for the other guy that want to use or potentially want to use.
I know somewhere Tia Kim somewhere laughing her ass off right now. Her goofy ass.
What I want you to do is spend a small change. The bottle now has to be a light up bottle. The bottle with the button at the bottom. So when you hold it up, I want it to glow. I want it to glow. Bottle may run you $10 more, but
$10 more head ass. More like $100 more.
Everything else stay the same. That changed. Just a glow bottle. So for everybody that's asking, is this a friendship? Far from. This is business. Two businessmen possibly conducting business. But I want you guys to be involved. I'm gonna let you guys have a poll. You pick the bottle, the rose bottle, the black bottle, or the gold bottle. You know, this is a big opportunity for Curtis. This is the fastest growing
He said for Curtis.
champagne in the business. Spirits. Luke Belair.
So Big Meech and Rick Ross link up, they take some photos together and videos, and for the most part, everyone seemed to be happy for Big Meech.
Yeah.
Everyone except for 50 Cent.
50 Cent in the back. 50 Cent in the cut. Rubbing his hand like Birdman.
You already know how 50 is. Whenever he's beefing with someone, anyone who associates himself with that person automatically becomes an enemy too.
Oh,
Example,
shit.
Fat Joe, Jadakiss. And even though it's 2025 now, and those beefs are long over, 50's mentality really hasn't changed. He has remained
50
consistent.
Cent rubbing his hand like Birdman,
Honestly,
bitch.
aside from the game, he's one of those rappers who truly thrives on hip-hop beef. And I think 50 lives for this kind of drama. So when Big Meech began associating himself with Rick Ross, 50 was like, wait a minute. How are you aligning yourself with Rick Ross when Rick Ross hasn't really done much for your career?
He like, hey,
Yeah, he made a song
boy.
BMF, but I made a whole TV show about your life. I put your son
He
through
probably
acting
want that
school,
quick
and now
cash.
he's a well-known actor. I mentored your kid, and without me, you'd probably still be a struggling rapper. And honestly, I understand where 50 is coming from.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, without the BMF TV
Nobody gives a fuck about Lil
the vast
Meech.
majority of people would not even know who BMF was.
That's low-key
Yes,
facts.
BMF was a huge deal back in the day, but at the end of the day, they were a criminal enterprise, and most of their activities were supposed to be low-key. But
Yeah.
thanks to 50 Cent's show, BMF, they got a second lease on life. Big Meech became more popular now than ever, and so did his son. So I get why 50 feels like me standing with Ross is a betrayal. However, on the opposite side of the spectrum, I also get where Meech is coming from. When Rick Ross shouted out Big Meech on BMF, Meech was still in prison. So that shout out must have meant a lot to him. It was a public show of support, proving that Rick Ross had love for BMF.
Yeah.
So in Meech's head, he was probably thinking, I can work with whoever I want. To
Yeah,
me,
he's his own
50 Cent
man.
and Rick Ross is not about me. That's their personal issue. So why can't I work
Nope,
with
my
both
boy.
50 Cent and Rick Ross? The only problem with that mentality is, for 50, things are
Is that
very black and
Brandy?
white. It's either you're with him or against him.
Yeah.
There's no in between. And making a move like linking up with one of 50's biggest enemies, that, in 50's eyes, is a clear sign
The
that you're
ultimate
against
betrayal, right?
February 3rd, 50 went on IG and
Oh, big
he
screech.
uploaded a picture of a rat. And in the caption he wrote, I think I'm Big Meech. But why did he do this? Well, according to 50,
Tammy
when Big Meech was in
Cohen, bitch.
prison, he gave ownership of BMF Entertainment to a woman named Tammy.
Why?
And this
Who
happened
is this
around
bitch?
2008.
That's
But the
goofy.
following year, Tammy allegedly became a snitch and began helping the
Dumbass.
authorities. And because of
Never
that,
trust a bitch
many
like
people
this.
began speculating that Big Meech himself might have also become a rat. And that's why some people believe he was able to get out of prison early on his 30-year prison sentence, serving only 18 years. Now, we all know being called a snitch is a very serious accusation in the world of hip-hop and street culture. So for 50 to call Big Meech a rat, that's a major form of disrespect. And of course, Big Meech was not about to take the accusation lying down. In response, Big Meech posted a photo of himself on Instagram standing side by side with 50 Cent, but he edits the image, placing a rat
shit.
emoji over 50's face, implying that 50 is a rat as well.
I didn't know that.
Not
I
only that,
didn't see
he
that.
also clowned 50 by calling him an internet gangster. Now don't get me wrong, I respect 50, but if we're comparing who is more gangster between 50 Cent and Meech, let's be real.
Honestly, Big
Meech is
Meech.
the biggest gangster
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to the drug game, Meech was essentially the Pablo Escobar of Coca-Cola in the U.S. And don't get it confused, 50 also put in work in the streets.
But like 50 did get shot like 9, 10 times.
As big as Big Meech's. Nowhere near. Now,
Yeah.
some might argue that 50 was the smartest gangster of the two. because he made it out.
Yeah.
Went legit. And he built
That's
a
a
very
fact.
successful business.
He barely
empire.
made it out, though.
Meanwhile, Meech got caught, and everything he worked for was stripped away. So if we're comparing, Meech is the bigger gangster, while 50 is the smarter one.
Yeah.
So after seeing this back and forth between Big Meech and 50, Rick Ross had no problem chiming in and giving his 2 cents.
Rick Ross was ready for some shit.
A hilarious video on social media mocking 50 Cent for being so mad about him working with Meech. And I won't lie, the video was very entertaining, right? I mean, back when Rick Ross was coming up in the game, I didn't really know he had this level of humor in him. Lately,
You know, big niggas are usually always funny, though. That's facts.
Constantly cracking jokes and making people laugh. In the video, he made it very clear that 50 Cent was very butthurt over the fact that he was working with Meech. And the way he did it was hilarious.
Picture with Rick Ross. Smack against the wall and just slide down.
Now, one thing about Rick Ross, he knows exactly how to manage his beef with 50 Cent and leverage it for clicks. In fact, in one of his videos, he openly said that he loves beefing with 50 because every time he mentions 50's name, people click on it and he gets a reaction. Instant publicity. According to him, as soon as he says something about 50, the blogs are gonna run it, the YouTubers are gonna talk about it, and just like that, his buzz is reignited. So at this point, Rick Ross knows that going at 50 is beneficial to him, and honestly, I don't see him stopping anytime soon. Now, after all this, 50 Cent doubled down, once again calling Big Meech
I ain't gonna cap. 50 Cent's low-key looking like Joker right now.
Crossfire. And that person
He low-key looking like Joker right now. I ain't gonna cap.
And 50's apprentice. And since Little Meech is Big Meech's son, by default, he got pulled into the Meech versus 50 Cent drama.
By
However, you
default,
can tell that he
nigga.
was hurt by the whole thing, and he wanted no parts of it. For him, he felt like the man who mentored him, the man who gave him his acting career, was now turning against him. This is what Lil Meech had to say. They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram, and now you're managing Skilla Baby with Rocket.
Damn.
When I brought him around you first, when you didn't have a clue who he was, now you mad at me? When I would take my
That's
shirt
Little
off
Meech
my
like.
back for you.
Stop crying like a little bitch, Little Meech.
Act as if
You
I'm
made
your
4
enemy.
million.
I've only showed you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own shit, but I never switched up on you. Fuck Ross. But he gave my dad some bread, so he can now afford to
Nigga said
build
fuck
until
Ross.
our next season starts. This internet shit is throwing me off. You know me in real life. Now the strange thing about
They said
this is
fuck
all
Ross. I know
seems
Ross
to
was
be
somewhere
riding
like,
with
you
Rick
bitch
Ross.
ass little nigga.
Little Meech seems to be on 50's side. It looks like Little Meech wants to stay on good terms with 50.
I know he's somewhere like, you bitch ass little nigga, bro.
50 gave him a career, but his father, on the other hand, has no real loyalty to 50. To Big Meech, it doesn't really matter where the money is coming from. As long as the money keeps coming in, that's all that matters. Alright, so at this point, 50 Cent and Big Meech are beefing. Rick Ross is involved. Little Meech is caught in the middle. But then another rapper, who's also no stranger to beef, decides to jump in. And that rapper is The Game. I'm gonna put my problems
Oh, The
with 50
Game
Cent
jumped in?
aside and talk about this. And now when I first saw this, I was like, wait a minute. I thought The Game said that he was cool with 50 like a year ago, right? So what problems is he pushing to the side this time? But honestly, that's just The Game. 1 minute he says this, the next minute he says that. So at this point, nothing he says surprises me. Now in the Instagram post, The Game says that Little Meech should be riding with his father and should not be apologizing to 50.
That's a fact.
I get where The Game is coming from because at the end of the day, family's family, and BMF is BMF.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ride my family, you know, it's some fuck up ass shit, but at the same time, you know, sometimes your family can fuck you over.
But at the same time, Little Meech would not be anybody right now without 50 Cent.
That's
And I
fact.
think that's why his loyalty is torn.
I said sometimes your family can be jealous of you.
Keep in mind that Lil Meech was never a street guy, so he probably does not live by the same rules and principles that Big Meech or 50 does. From the looks of it, Lil Meech just wants to keep the peace because he has loyalty to both 50 and his father. He also wants to keep that BMF show going, and that's not looking good right now. From the way things are looking, this beef is not going to end anytime soon. The concert with Rick Ross is still happening on the 13th, and Little Meech is still tied to 50 Cent as far as business goes. But in my opinion, at the core of this isn't really a 50 Cent versus Big Meech beef. It's really just a Rick Ross and 50 beef.
And that's
the craziest part of all of this is, this 50 Cent and Rick Ross beef began out of something so stupid. Rick Ross got mad because he thought that 50 Cent was looking at him funny.
That's crazy.
In my opinion, Rick Ross was going to beef with 50 Cent no matter what. And he took that award show moment as an excuse to start.
And he started out a whole beef, man.
15 years later, the beef is still going. And other people keep getting dragged into it.
Everybody getting dragged in this shit.
I don't think this beef is going anywhere because both
it's not.
Rick Ross are petty.
I don't know
it. It looks like he's caught up in the middle of a beef that he wants no part of. He wants to keep making money with 50 while still remaining loyal.
And I know he's gonna be. I know it's gonna ignite the beef even more.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but the game is actually right in this situation. At the end of the day, Lil Meech should be standing by his father no matter what.
Yeah, because the money I can't change you. You can't.
Gave him his big break.
Yeah.
Even though 50 mentored him for about 2 years. 50 is the kind of guy that'll flip on you at the drop of a hat.
At a drop of a dime, bitch.
Likes, you become his enemy instantly. So if I were Lil Meech, I'm just sticking with my father, and that's that.
Yeah, because the money I don't mean nothing.
And I had this overwhelming thought in my head. It was like, you thought you were special. You really thought you were special. Who told you you were special? You thought you were special.
So yeah, what do you guys think? Is 50 Cent in the right for going at Big Meech?
What the
hell? Picking up with Rick Ross after 50 put his name on the world stage? And is Lil Meech not choosing his side going to hurt him in the long run? Let me know your thoughts below. As for now, it looks like BMF is not going to air another season, and that's sad because that show is actually good. Anyway, add me on Instagram, Holly Talks Music. Till next time, peace.
Damn, man. Shout out to Dre Moolah.
And I had this overwhelming thought in my head, and I think like something is telling me to tell y'all or share this message with y'all. Cause I feel like it's somebody out here, or maybe it's just a bunch of people out here that need to hear this.
But let me know in the comment section what y'all think about 50 Cent's son getting involved with Big Meech and 50 Cent beef. Because he just jumped out the window and laughed at Lil Meech for getting exposed by 50 Cent.
So say good night to the bad guy.
Facts.
Come on. The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this.
The last.
And it was like,
in jail, man.
You thought you were special. You really thought you were special. Who told you you were special?
That's facts.
You thought you were special.
Later on in this video, I'm going to break down where I believe 50 Cent and his son went wrong. Because I believe 50 Cent had all intentions to see his son successful. But first I want to get to these post and delete pictures Big Meech made on 50 Cent. He posted 50 Cent and 6ix9ine together with rap emojis again. But this passive-aggressive angle Big Meech taking...
Damn! This shit again crazy, nigga!
I want to truly change the narrative on if you a snitch or not. These IG posts and not addressing it is only making the people believe you went bad more and more. Now, in my last video, I told you I had a feeling Rick Ross was either trying to do a movie or a Netflix series with Big Meech. And he finally confirmed he trying to do a movie with Big Meech.
Oh, so you gonna do a movie with Big Meech?
Budget on the Big Meech movie.
Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget
series.
Now it's time to do a big budget film.
Damn!
Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up?
Are they still gonna do it?
Tarantino.
I think he should do it.
Legends.
Fuck it.
This is gonna be big. I can feel it. I'm just talking. Talking to a major player such as myself.
Rick Ross is crazy, nigga.
The moves I make, I most definitely have an agenda. I don't do anything to pick a little peon. You know what I mean? It's bigger. It's bigger. The world is much bigger. You understand? So look, one time for the real hustlers. February 13th, that Big Meech concert going down in a major way, and all the hustlers will be in the building. You heard me? I'm going to do that BMF. I might do 14 times for no reason. You heard me? Holding up that official Bel Air bottle. You heard me? One time for me still locked up. One time for all the Rick Brown Lee just came home. One time for all of them at home. Because you going to make it and don't never crease love you.
I wonder how all that's going to play out with Tammy owning her life rights. I knew Rick Ross had some kind of agenda.
She do on the life rights.
How all this going to play out. Now let's get to 50 Cent and his son, Marquise Jackson. Now 50 Cent gets the reputation for being a bad father when it comes to Marquise. At first I thought he wasn't cool for not being involved in his oldest son's life. But the more I dug into the situation with him and his son, the more I can understand why 50 Cent detached from him in the first place. Coming up, 50 Cent was proud to embrace his fatherhood. He had him on red carpets and music videos, and to the public, everything was good. But the older Marquise
50 Cent just on his own son.
tried to mold him into being a man. But as the time went by, Marquise started showing 50 Cent signs that he couldn't be trusted. And when he seen the picture with Marquise and Supreme Son, to me, that was a straw that broke the camel's back. Now Marquise stances that 50 Cent wasn't present enough growing up, but he got a bad rap to the public when he claimed $6,700 a month for child support wasn't enough to live a good life.
$6,700?
No joke, challenge the money.
I had to rebuild my life over with $6,700 a month.
Marquise, I know you feel like that.
Oh, so that's his son who was saying that shit? You thought you was different?
Right now, girls that's getting $200 a month child.
$600-700 a month in the state of New York City. You do the math.
Oh, I done the math.
Oh, $700?
I went to jail for it. And if he's contributing $6,700, that means your mom's got the other half. It ain't just for him to take care of you. She got to take care of you.
If I told you right now, right, you got to start your life over right now with $600-700 a month and rebuild your life.
Yes.
Hell yeah!
Can you do it?
Yes!
With $6,700?
Yes! Niggas ain't getting shit right now.
$700, yes, I can.
Yes, you get to the drug game with that.
$6,700, I'm good.
$6,700 a month, nigga. I'm stacking that shit up.
Alright, so hold on. This is my point. I'm $8 million. Me. Hold on, Brody. Hold on. It's not about the $6,700.
$6,700, nigga. I'll be set, nigga.
This is the point, right?
Nigga, I'll be in the drug game. I'll be up, nigga. I'll be stacking that shit, nigga. I'll be stunting with that.
I didn't make millions of dollars to see you survive. That's not my goal.
$6,700? You're crazy. Some niggas ain't getting shit.
It's not to be a billionaire just to see my child survive. That's not a goal.
If you don't,
niggas go around with their dick in their hand, ain't getting shit.
I do.
$6,700, nigga?
So when he paints this entitlement out in the public, he's entitled. Bro, I could have went to school 5-10 years and was gonna be adopted and collect child support. And I did it. Because I'm not entitled. I do not care about no bread, bro. So I don't know why you saying 6-7. That's cool and all. That's fine. That's fine, bro. I'm Gucci. I'm chilling. But what I'm saying to you is, yo, bro, ain't about this disrespect publicly. You're not gonna disrespect me. Pay me as somebody that I'm not. I'm not entitled.
$6,700 is a lot.
Just because I said $6,700 ain't no bread. $6,700 today. So to me,
$6,700 is a lot, nigga.
Is it not yesterday $6,700? She would have got a lot more for $6,700
back in the day, yeah.
We're not talking about that.
That's not in my eye. It's not a lot of money. I've seen a lot
You're
of money.
crazy.
I'm not saying
You're crazy. $6,700 is a lot.
Living. That is enough money for a 3-bedroom house.
Yes.
And paid all the utilities.
Yes. And a car, nigga.
Your child don't know what it feels like to sleep in a 13-bedroom house. Doesn't? Oh, no way.
Man, fuck that shit. $6,700 is a lot.
He was sharing the bedroom.
But that's bullshit right there. $6,700 is a lot. That's bullshit.
All right,
exactly my point. So why
$6,700 is a lot, my boy.
I've been in that house. That don't mean nothing. I brought it up.
I'm always find money.
Could you afford right now to pay your bills and pay a chick $6,700 a month? Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
No, that's why I don't have kids.
Okay. Understand that, brother. You see how you say no?
And I guarantee you this. Brother. I guarantee you this, Brody. I guarantee you this, Choke. I guarantee you this, Choke. And I guarantee you this, Brody. Listen, when I do have a kid, and if we do separate, my child will be living better than me, if need be.
Hell nah. Stop the cap.
That's my responsibility.
Stop the cap.
That's my responsibility.
Even if he cuss you out, call you a bitch ass nigga.
Sometimes I would wonder what it would be like to have rich parents. But
right.
$6,700 is more than enough.
More than enough
to have a good life when you actually coming from the ghetto.
What? You stack that shit up.
Marquise is out of touch.
Get into the drug game.
Around his father with millions of dollars. So to me, his son is more bitter than anything.
Spoiled.
But he is a clear example why kids need their fathers.
Yep.
Bro coming off his mama raised. My mama raised me by herself. But I had a strong grandfather that helped mold me.
I raised by myself, by my dad. We living off the government.
But mentally respond. So
$6,700 is a lot, my boy. Just getting a car, stacking up, get a house.
You and your son, because a lot of people from the outside, the boy look just like you. They a lot of people from the outside think that situation is sad.
You can buy a whole house stacking up off a year. Stack up $6,700, you buy a whole house.
You don't necessarily pray for the things that come with it, right? And there's no such thing as success without jealousy, without envy, or entitlement. Entitlement is growing in someone you love, and the scariest part, right? And
so that was little Meech thought you thought you was different. Damn, that's 50 Cent's son.
Filtering that energy through his actual personal interests. Let's say now that he's starting to like females, he's conscious of what kind of shoes he want to wear. I need these Jordans, the retro Jordans is coming, different things. And then his mother go, all right, I'll get them for you, but it just bothers me because you're supposed to have them all. So while being a privileged child, he feels deprived. When you had everything I didn't have. I can tell you how much my kids cost in New York State, $1.360. You see what I'm saying? And I don't have an issue with paying the support fund. The reason why I'm the way I am, with those kind of situations, I pay my support that year that the baby's born. Move the money to the account, and it automatically disperses a certain amount of money per each month. So with him, I noticed over the years like it developed, because I blamed on his mom for a long time. But it's not his mother, it's him. Like I'm going places where he was at, he left. Fifth, you love your son? I used to. You ask yourself how long, a complicated question would say, how long can you love something that don't love you back?
Yeah.
You see, so in this experience, you look and you say, I didn't think success would cost me my firstborn, but it's the situation. It's like my grandfather would say, if rattle like a snake, if it's slither like a snake, is it a snake or do you need to be bit? And he sees himself that way. To the extent where he's actually taking pictures with Preem son or doing different things that, and you go, well, I'm like, I don't even understand where your motivation comes from with these things, but
his thing might get set up
because of how young he is.
I feel him though. No, I don't trust not a single soul, nigga. I don't even trust my kid. If somebody try to set my ass up, bitch, I don't want to trust nobody. That's a fact, nigga.
It's grown, the decisions you make.
What's all that shit?
As you start to pass what they would have did to us.
Sometimes blood ain't thicker than water, my boy.
So at 23, it's like you grown in my head.
Yeah, 23, kinda.
My homeboys, they had their babies at 15. At that point in the neighborhood, that was when you actually got into. We started to you know what I'm saying? It started to really get into, and everybody 15, 16 years old. What's the point that he was having kids?
I mean, he's still a kid now, 23. No, 23 ain't that.
Because I didn't want to have
being 18.
Something that I didn't actually connect with. Because we both was babies. You know, at that point. And then later, you know, I mean, all these things don't turn out the way you want. Life doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? And what would have to happen for you guys to have a relationship again? That's the last question I'll ask about it. I
don't know. I read it one time. This is ill, right? Right after, it was 2 months before his support was finished. Right? I'm standing at the desk talking to the jeweler, and he had a small diamond chain, 2 small diamond chains, trying to get a bigger diamond chain. Right?
I don't know why Rick Ross didn't get his son then.
Oh, that's my like watching me.
You know what I'm saying?
I said, nah.
If 50 Cent was gonna get Rick Ross' baby mama, Rick Ross should have got 50 Cent's son if his son didn't like him. I don't want to get niggas ideas, but shit, fair is fair, love and war.
Negotiating, putting 2 small diamond chains back to get a bigger diamond chain with the money I'm mailing him. His mother never had a job. She didn't do nothing. I would have questioned whether I was wrong if she did something after the fact. She genuinely did not want to do nothing. The girl looked me in my face and told me, like, she was like, "You want Mike Tyson's out?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Why you ain't tell me this?" I said, "Because you ain't moving that." I would have had to leave them in Mike Tyson's house. Like Mike left. There's an old lady in him there when I got it. You see what I'm saying? So, because they would have said he's accustomed to this lifestyle and this is what he would have. It would have changed the whole scenario. So, when I said, "Nah, you gotta go. You gonna get a place over here." I gave her the same money that I gave my grandmother to buy my grandmother's house, for her to pick out a house and buy her house. And you go there until you figure out what you want to do. You don't want to do nothing. You're not coming with me stand like that. She was like, "You did it already. Don't nobody work without have to work. You already did it." Feeling like the record you already sold.
Then Lil Meech got BMF on his neck and shit. Goofy ass.
Yeah. They've been over.
In my opinion, Marquise lost 50 Cent trust and respect. I don't know how deep their turmoil goes, but everything in the public, at least, it's not that deep.
Shit, he should have went to 50 Cent. He should have went to Rick Ross. Shit, instead of Lil Meech.
They pride to the side to make it work. I never want to see nobody fall out with their kids, so hopefully they can make it right. Now let's get to Wack 100. Wack has a lot of insight and behind-the-scene knowledge on what's going on with Big Meech, and he gave more details on what's going on with Big Meech.
Let's get one thing right. Big Meech is nowhere near the hero story, right? He was a hustler. You cannot place a dude in the hero side, right, that went to jail for flooding our communities, our women and our children. Let's not do that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he wasn't going to do it, the government was going to do it, so shit, fuck it.
Because it's money.
The government was going to do it.
It's nothing he's done to this date to say.
Look at this food they be feeding our asses, all this fucking toxic ass waste.
Big Meech ain't nobody. That's it, man. We never made it in the music. Jeezy made a right turn, got with Coach K, went straight to Def Jam, right? Louis Vinci ended up going to jail and going bad and telling himself, right? So now let's do the math, right? Meech was successful at it to a certain extent. That's what he was. He can't show me where he built some schools or went over here and did something for the kids.
But how many people can you really show like that in the rap game? Right. Not that many at all. They're all the same. Materialistic.
But I gotta call a spade a
don't
spade.
Give a fuck.
You're not gonna get Wack 100's voice out there to these youngsters calling a hero, bro. He was hired to do a show. That show was greenlit by Tammy. Big Meech signed his life rights over to the cooperative.
Goofy.
Wait.
Ask yourself why.
So you're telling me that Tammy agreed that Lil Meech could do that show? You're lying.
Bro, the show wouldn't have happened. The show wouldn't have happened if Tammy didn't sign off on it. She controlled the rights. Meech didn't give it to his baby mama.
How do you do that? What type of drugs are you on to do some goofy ass shit like that?
To you, bro. He got the same paperwork we got. And guess what else she got? She got all the correspondence between her and everybody else while she was working for this dude. What happened? All the
what type of goofy ass shit make a nigga
she got
do shit?
Documents, she got everything. Now the real question here is, what would have made Tammy turn on Big Meech? That's the real question.
It is a real
Two
question.
factors. It's It's only two factors that I can see that will push her to that. One, he came home and now want to take control of his life rights, right?
And she was going for it.
Two, what jail do what they brought? Baby, it's me and you against the world. Right?
That's a fact.
I know you're doing it, putting your life on the line. Boom, boom, boom. It's me and you. When I get out, it's me and you against the world. She got the show going, everything going. She think that's what it is. As soon as she gets emotional, who you think she gonna call? Taking back his life rights. This, that. I'm gonna take control of my name. Going down. Oh, well, you know, we gonna call 50. 50's gonna be the shoulder to cry on. And one thing about 50, he understands the music business. They build as fast as they building you up. They gap in case they gotta tear your app.
Yeah.
They don't do it until you make them. But if you put them in the situation or position, they gonna.
Like I know it's a lot of niggas trying to turn my ass down, waiting.
So guess what happens?
You know what I'm saying?
The play you see
I'm like, keep God first. You know, you never know about people these days.
Until he did that with one of his ops. And one thing about 50, he cut the daddy off, the son off. He might even scrap the last one. He don't give a what he's about to do is burn. He built it up.
Damn, he did. He already made his money on the fame, the fortune, nigga. It's over now.
No, little Meech, cousin 50.
I know, but like the story of BMF is still bigger than just what 50 did.
No. We gonna listen. You missing the point right now, bro. What's about to happen is 50 finna burn that mouth. When he sit that woman down and she exposed that this dude is right, it discredits the whole legacy of it.
Low key.
50 already got his bread. He done milked it for her. Okay, so this you think you bigger than the program? You for my ops? Watch this. And when she sits down and exposes dude, it's no more glorifying Big Meech. Even if he wanted to go back and do the dump, she couldn't even call the connect name with him. And Cuffy on his way home in like 18 months.
Damn, Cuffy come home, everybody gonna know what the fuck happened.
Bro, one thing about 50, bro, everybody know it. Bro, if you cross him, if you up on him, he going for the juggler. And everything tied to you, you just collateral damage. That's him. I understand him. I'm the same way.
At the end of the day, the people just want to hear a response from Big Meech. Him avoiding a conversation, compound with 50 Cent discrediting his legacy, will only be a career ender. It's going to be very interesting how Rick Ross produces the Big Meech movie with everything going on.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on.
Damn.
The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again.
And that's a fact.
Alright, back. So yeah, man. Like I said, man, if I was Rick Ross, man, 50 Cent's not trying to. If I was Rick Ross, man, I would think, man, 50 Cent's not trying to get my whole baby mama to fucking fuck me up and expose me, bitch. Nigga, I'm gonna try to get motherfucking his son. Cause when I found out, his son don't even like his like 50 Cent, but it's over some other shit, some shady shit. So it's like, hey, first in love and war, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, I wouldn't even like to try to get family members to go against each other, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of shit is private. But like I said, man, sometimes your biggest enemies is your family, you know what I'm saying? You never know what your family will do for some couple of change, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a hater cousin or a hater family or a hating baby mama, when they see some change or a chance to expose some shit or to try to fuck you up, you never know what they'll do to try to make their moment or they shine to get off your name and shit. So it's like, you gotta be careful these days, man. Who knows what's gonna happen? I feel like this beef gonna stay going on forever now, as it was going. What happened now? This gonna go on for forever. The 50 Cent and Rick Ross beef. But I got one question for Big Meech. Who sells they life rights to a motherfucking female that's not even part of your family, that you don't even know these people? You don't even know this bitch. Like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? You didn't sell it to no lawyer. You didn't sell it to no fucking manager. You didn't sell it to nobody that you sold to a bitch who's like, who was, you don't even know this lady. And she turned out to be a federal informant. He done snitched third party and shit. Like, this shit is getting insane, man. Like I said, man, you gotta be smart out here on these streets, man. 50 Cent is pretty smart, man. But I don't think it's gonna hurt Rick Ross. Rick Ross already rich as fuck. He already got the fame. Big Meech the one kind of hurting. You know what I'm saying, for that bag. So, and look at Lil Meech. Lil Meech done fucked up his career. This shit is crazy, man. But hey, this shit get deeper than what people think, man. And you know, hey, you never know you never know what your enemy can do when he got the time and money on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we out this bitch. Hood, Northside, big crip in the gang, Northside shit.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.